Well, howdy partners, it's your old buddy the Reddit Rider, and welcome back to the Reddit Ranch. Why don't y'all come in and sit a spell, 'cause I got some mighty fine tales to tell. Like our first story, posted by a soon-to-be mama who claims her mother-in-law started acting weird but only after she got pregnant. Really, are you sure she was acting? Maybe she was just biding her time until she felt safe to let her weirdo flag fly.
AITA for not wanting my MIL in the delivery room because she's been acting so weird since I got pregnant? I really liked my MIL before I got pregnant. But since that point, she's been acting strange and I kind of can't stand her. Almost like she's trying to one-up me or prove her place in her son's life. She didn't act like this prior to me becoming pregnant. So since I got pregnant, she has been stopping in randomly with gifts for my husband. Things like tools, money, and jewelry. My husband hates jewelry, always has. The first time she brought over a bracelet, I said, "I love that." I bought him one just like it, but he won't wear it. She said, "Well, I'm his mom, so he will wear it." It's a mom and son thing. Okay, weird, but whatever. He doesn't wear the bracelet. Then the money thing. Randomly trying to give him money and he hates it. He's expressed it multiple times. She won't stop, however. She keeps saying, "I want you to buy yourself something nice for once, etc., etc." Again, whatever. But it's just getting weirder. Like her randomly showing up to my doctor's appointments and telling the nurses that she is my husband's moral support and that she needs to hold him up. So my baby shower was last week, I'm due in 5 days. She gets us a car seat, knowing we already bought one. The car seat we bought was $380 and it grows with the baby. The one she bought was a $99 infant-only car seat. She told him to return the one we got because the one I bought has sentimental value because I bought it. Then she turns to me and says, "I better get a phone call when the baby is coming so I can be there to support my baby." Then she starts rubbing my husband's back while smiling up at him and it just grossed me the fudge out honestly. I don't want her there and her weirdness since finding out about my pregnancy is just pushing me over the edge and I don't know what to do because she was not like this prior to finding out I was pregnant. It's like a switch flipped. My husband feels bad because we both know this is not normal and he doesn't know how to deal with it either. But I still don't want her in that room. It's going to cheese me off if I'm sitting there in pain and she's going around kissing his butt and doting on him when him and I should be supporting each other for such a big life-changing event. But my husband says maybe we should just let her in the room and see if she goes back to normal after. I'm totally against it. Not only because her presence is causing him to act awkward and reserved due to her weirdness, but because her mere presence lately has been making me mad. AITA? ETA, for context, she has 2 daughters and another son, all of which have children. My husband is her youngest and this is his first baby. She did not attend any of her other grandkids' births.
Well ma'am, I'll admit, that does seem like she's acting a mite bit weird. Unfortunately, this is something your husband, and only him, needs to deal with. He needs to tell his mom, "Look mom, you know I love you, but you need to back the fudge up. I don't want to hurt you, but I don't want any jewelry, I don't want any money, or even need any money from you. I can pretty much buy what I want myself. And as for the delivery room, it will only be me and my wife plus the hospital staff. If y'all want, you can wait in the waiting room, but you're not coming into the delivery room. I'm a big boy now. I shave myself, I even dress myself. I don't need the level of support you're offering. I reckon it might sting a little, and it won't be easy, but things that are necessary seldom are." Well, partners, what do y'all reckon? Do you think the mother-in-law is acting like a normal mother, or do you think she's gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Let me know down below. Next we have one by a little lady, who has been with her partner for 12 years. He proposed to her, and she says no. And why? Because she just found out that she is pregnant, and she's concerned that that's the only reason he popped the question.
AITA for refusing to marry my high school sweetheart? I'm 29 and my partner and I have been together for 12 years. We met when we were next door neighbors as children and started dating at 16. We made it through high school, then college, and now we live together. We've both had conversations about marriage and we agreed on it not being a priority as we're content with our lives right now. That was until I fell pregnant. I'm currently 33 weeks along and my boyfriend proposed to me a week after we found out. While I appreciate my partner's intention of wanting to do the right thing, I strongly believe that getting married solely because of the pregnancy is not a solid foundation for a lifelong commitment. My parents married only because they were about to have me, and it ended terribly. Marriage should be a thoughtful decision based on love, mutual respect, and shared aspirations, rather than a knee-jerk reaction to unexpected circumstances. He doesn't see it that way and has been pestering me about getting married throughout my pregnancy. He says now that it's his priority to get married before our baby is born because he wants our child to grow up in a traditional household. My partner has never been the conservative type and has been very liberal in his views, alongside coming from a liberal family. So this confused and frustrated me a lot. We've gotten into big arguments over this topic. And now I'm beginning to feel as though I should just say yes to minimize this constant tension and stress.
Well, ma'am, I hate to break this to y'all, but you're already in a lifelong commitment. It's called having a baby. Now, I'm not saying you should get married just because you're having his child. In fact, I reckon that normally doesn't end well. You shouldn't get married until you're truly ready, but y'all said that marriage should be based on love, mutual respect, and shared aspirations. Are y'all saying after 12 years of being in a relationship, none of that is present? If that's the case, then why are you still with him? Are you sure that you being pregnant is the only reason he wants to marry you? My wife was pregnant when we got hitched, and do you know why we got married? Simple, we got married because we loved each other, and 17 years later, we still do. Okay, partners, what do you think she should do? What would you do if you were her? Let me know in the comments. Next we have a story by a soon-to-be mama that is all set to give birth to her fourth child, and she only wants her husband in the room. You know, ma'am, I reckon you might need the doctor in there too, maybe a few nurses as well.
AITA for not wanting anyone in the delivery room for the birth of my fourth baby, husband's first baby. I'm a mom of 3 soon to be 4. I was with my children's father for 5 years, and a year after the split, I met my now husband. He has been a dynamite partner and stepdad. This is hands down the healthiest and most cherished I have ever felt in my life, and 6 years in, I'm still gushing over him like a schoolgirl. Hence, why I do feel bad here. The relationship I had with my ex was a toxic one. It wasn't just him, it wasn't just me. We were simply a terrible match, honestly, and we never offered each other any sort of support system without arguing because we had such a different view on how to handle things and didn't understand each other. Therefore, when I had my other children, we had other people in the room. Him, my mom, his grandmother for one of them, my sister. Hell, I even had a slew of student residents in there as well, because why not? And really it boiled down to the fact that I knew that this man was not going to give me that emotional support that I desperately needed during labor and delivery. Not saying it was his fault. We just sucked. He literally slept through the entire labor with all 3 of our kids. Now on to my current situation. I'm due to pop any day now. My husband and I are the complete opposite of what I'm used to. Our communication is fantastic. We find comfort in each other's presence. He's supportive, kind, and loving. I mean, he won't even sleep if he knows I'm just having some normal discomfort from pregnancy, and will literally check on me millions of times to see if I need anything. So a huge part of me wants it to just be him and I in the delivery room. I want to be able to soak in this moment with him and see his facial expressions and feel the overwhelming love I know is bound to come, without the prying eyes and distractions of others. I have not brought this up with him for one reason. He wants both my mom and his mom in the room. Both of our mothers are huge support systems. They are both kick-ass people and they absolutely bring us both an insane amount of comfort. I would not be uncomfortable with them in the room either. I'm actually quite certain it would be really peaceful. So basically, what I'm saying is there currently is no conflict. But I do want to know whether or not my feeling on this is valid. Thanks in advance.
Nah ma'am, y'all ain't a sidewinder. Any feeling you have are valid ones. I'd advise y'all to tell your husband how you feel, and why you feel that way. He sounds like a wonderful guy indeed, so he may understand. Well partners, what are your thoughts? Do you think she should tell her husband she just wants him in there, or do you think she should have everybody in the room for support? What do you think? I'd thank y'all kindly if y'all would let me know in them their comments. Our last story is from a little filly that is getting more and more concerned that her brother is losing his grip on reality, and because of that, she really doesn't want him to have any contact with her daughter.
AITA for telling my brother he will never be allowed to meet my daughter. I'm 30, and I have an older brother who's 34. He has gone off the deep end since COVID. He recently started emailing me memes that didn't make sense, which then escalated to a massive text email where he called me a normie. Our mom tells me that he feels like all of his siblings hate him. He doesn't have a job nor friends. I think that he is severely delusional and very mentally unstable. In his most recent email, he said that lately I have been unsure if women should be able to vote. There are women who are Satanists who purposely get pregnant just so they can get rid of the baby, as some form of pleasurable release. And now trans men are adopting children and making them do all sorts of disgusting things, to quote a few things. I told him that I did not want him to ever meet my 6-month-old daughter, nor do I want to have a relationship with him. I know that there's no issue with cutting off family, however, a huge part of me feels bad. If he is mentally unwell, and has nobody to look out for him, is it kind of my responsibility to help him? My mom thinks that I am too harsh and should tolerate him for family events. She thinks that I should still talk to him but try to focus on the positives. AITA for cutting him off and never allowing him to meet his niece, because I think he is mentally unstable. No diagnosis, just my opinion.
No ma'am, y'all ain't a sidewinder. He calls you normie? I normally get called abnormie myself. Anyway, I don't know if he's mentally ill or not, but he is definitely out there. If he is mentally ill, then yes, he needs help, but not at the expense of your daughter. Protecting her trumps every other concern. After all, y'all should never try to keep someone else warm by setting yourself on fire. Holy crud, what did we all just read? Well partners, what do you think? Do y'all think that because her brother is family, as such, she has an obligation to help him? Or is she in the right to keep him away from his niece? Let me know in the comments. Well partners, I do plumb reckon that it's time for this good old boy to ride off into the sunset. But if y'all enjoyed y'all's time at the Reddit Ranch, then I'd thank y'all kindly to hit like and subscribe. It'll really make this old cowboy smile. Until the next time we meet, adios.